Hey, what's going on, fight fans? Hey, this is Coach D, the Wild Man, coming at you again. CFC Fighting, April 25th in Jackson, Mississippi. It's about to go down. We got the BMF belt on the line. Two fighters made a decision to come together and bang. That's the word I like. That's what I like to get into. I like to talk that noise and talk about good fights. So we got a man in the line who accepted the challenge. He says he wants to smoke. So we're going to find out what it is. Tommy, what's going on, brother?
Not much. What's happening with you?
Man, I'm making it work, living the dream, getting ready to talk some fights. So let's catch the fans up. Give us your backstory. How'd you get into mixed martial arts?
Man, it's nothing intricate. I was 8 years old. I thought it was a cool thing that was 20 minutes from my house. Every little kid wants to be Goku, wants to be a Power Ranger, Spider-Man. You name it, I wanted to be it. So started doing that, and then once I turned 14, I'd been training for a little bit. My coach at the time asked me if I wanted to fight. And so I fought then. I fought 4 times under 18, and the rest is history. We just kept going, kept climbing.
Okay. So how'd you get past your parents? You don't look like a guy that gets into brawls. You look like you hit the books. How'd you go, hey, mom, hey, dad, I want to scrap? How'd that conversation happen?
So actually, my coach brought it up to them first, but my dad fought 2 times before I ever fought. I trained,
Oh.
but he fought twice. He won 2 of his fights, and
Mm-hmm.
my mom, she's all for it. I think she's a bigger trash talker than I am, honestly. But
Okay.
they're both all for it. They love it. I've always had both of them in my corners. My mom wraps my hands. My dad is my main corner, so they're in it.
Nice. Okay, so that's refreshing to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been in the sport for over 2 decades. So you see some parents who love it and some parents who can't watch the fight. So I'm glad both your parents are involved and apparently they're hardcore too. All right. So did you start automatically in MMA or did you come up like jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, or was it always MMA?
No, it's always been MMA. I've always trained kind of every discipline. When I started, it was jujitsu, Muay Thai, a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
wrestling. Then I got a little more into wrestling later on in my career. But it's always been a mix of everything.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about your career. Um, give us that fight that you knew you can do this. What was that fight?
What do you mean? What do you mean? My
Like,
bad.
there's always that one moment where you're fighting, you go, okay, I'm okay, or I'm good enough to really do this. Try to go to the highest of the sport. What fight could you remember? You go, okay, yeah, this I know I could do this now. What was that fight?
Dude, honestly, I think it was fight number one. We
Okay.
hopped in. I'm a little 14-year-old kid. This kid's 17 years old. We hop in and we slang and bang. We throw them things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after the fight, looking back at it now, it's really sloppy. It's really ugly. But I think it just went to show that like we're about it. We're gonna throw down the best. And ever since then, I try to take these fights that are gonna push me and give me a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. I tell people all the time. They ask me, they're like, doesn't getting hit in the face hurt? I mean, yeah, no one likes getting hit in the face, but it's an everyday thing at this point. Like
Yeah.
we're fighting, we're choking each other out, we're manipulating joints, and it's an everyday thing at this point. So why not take it to the highest level? Give myself the biggest challenge I can.
Mm-hmm. So now that you're in the sport and you're making your rounds, right? How do you balance out the sport of mixed martial arts and the entertainment side of mixed martial arts? You gotta, go for the knockout, be in front of the camera, talk trash, do podcasts, do interviews, make your numbers on Instagram and TikTok. How do you balance out the two? How do you see it?
I think they go hand in hand together. I'm not huge on trash talk, like I'm here and there a little bit, but not huge on trash talk because you kind of look dumb if either you lose
Yeah.
or you kind of hop in and look bad anyways. Like if you go out and talk trash and you have a boring, you threw 3 punches within a fight and you won by 1 point,
Hmm.
the trash talk isn't worth it.
Yeah.
But it's all about trying to think of the word for it, like audience participation, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I don't think I've ever gone to a fight and haven't had a bunch of people just in my corner. I went out to Vegas. I think there were 30 people that flew out to Vegas just to watch me fight, and
Yeah.
then we told them like, "Hey, 4 people are going to be able to get into this arena. Like, you guys aren't going to be able to come in." And they're like,
Yeah.
"That's cool. We just want to watch." So, I think having that backing, having that supporting is really helping me, with the entertainment side of it. I feel like I have a big interaction on like social media, on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, and just being able to, kind of put myself out there fighting. It looks cool to them, but we're being able to separate that and the entertainment side for 15 minutes. Not hard to do.
Okay, well, no, I feel you on that. Look at that. Look at he giving these proper answers. Isn't he a well-versed fighter? Okay, well, let's keep it going. But then again, you just accepted a fight, kind of short notice, maybe not, depending on how you do your camps, right? But it's for the BMF belt, which is supposed to be the hardcore of the hardcore. Do you put yourself in that category, or is belt just the belt?
I think a belt's a belt, and I think on April 25th, it'll really determine if I'm the hardcore. Like you said, it's the BMF belt.
Yeah.
Um, a fight's a fight. We're going out to fight, whether it's standing, whether it's on the ground. We're going out to fight. I'm not one to snuggle with anybody for 15 minutes. I want action. So, like I said, a fight's a fight. We're going out, and if I get the belt, that'll be the thing that proves it.
I know that's right. Hey, fight fans, he's called it like he called it. He says, "Hey, proof is in the pudding. If he walks out with the belt, I guess that means he's the baddest mother ever." I like it. So when you think about your career, right? Do you see there's a lot to do, or you think you're right there? Where do you put yourself in your career as far as a mixed martial artist?
I think I've made it a far ways. I think especially from where we started, I think I've come a very long ways.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't ever want to see it as there's not a lot to do. If I make it to the very top one day, we're better than the rest. We've defended our title multiple times. There's still a lot to do. There's still a lot to learn. There's never going to be a time where I'm like, man, I'm the perfect fighter. I don't have anything else to work on, because the game evolves.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to see people get left behind, is when they go, I'm the best. I don't need to work on anything else.
Yeah, I know that's right. So since you've been in the game enough to understand since 14, right? If you saw you at this age now walk into the gym, what would you tell you at 14 about mixed martial arts?
You keep pushing. Always strive to be better. Always, find better people than you to train with. If you're training with people who you can beat 100 times out of 100, you're not pushing yourself to become a lot better. You're still learning a little bit from it, but you're not really, benefiting yourself, in the way that you should be. Find people that are going to push you. Find people that are going to give you new ideas, and just, keep on keeping on.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got to ask you this question. So I'm a huge anime fan. When you mentioned Goku and things like that, I said, okay, this might be an anime head. So what are some of your favorite animes?
Dude, we finished One Piece. My wife and I started watching that, and we were caught up. And I'm, a little versed in the manga, so I've seen bits on Instagram. I know kind of what's gonna happen. But dude, Dragon Ball is always a staple, but it's because it's everybody's first anime. I got into that first, so it's got a special place in my heart. Naruto, the big three really, but what's someone watching right now? Jujutsu Kaisen is great.
Jujutsu Kaisen, that's insane.
Man, that's a great one. I just watched the Chainsaw Man movie, man. I'm trying to get into a lot of them. I'm excited for Black Clover to come back out.
Yeah. So I mean, Solo Leveling. You watched that? Solo Leveling.
I watched it and I needed more, so I read the entire manga.
Gotcha, yeah. That's like my bedtime story. I watch that almost every night before I hit it got me hooked, line and sinker, man. I can't get enough of it. So hey, I like that, man. Hey, I'm gonna call him the fighting nerd if we keep it up. But
I'm with it.
But like I said, when you think about the sport, right, and you think about how you want people to see you, right? Do you want them to see you as a martial artist? Do you want them to see you, as just a fighter? Do you want to see him as a guy who's trying to grow the sport to the next level? Give us your personal take on how you want the world to see you.
I want them to see me as me, and that's a corny answer, but I want them to see me as somebody from a small town. I want them to see me as somebody who's into anime, who's into like fantasy books. I want them to see me as somebody who can fight. I feel like I have a lot of weird qualities that don't really mix. But I want them to see me as just me. A foodie. I'm trying to get fat after this fight. You know what I mean? But all these things that add up to make me me. I'm not just a fighter. I'm not just a dork. I want to be seen as all these things kind of mixed together. Just a well-rounded person.
Yep. I know that's right. And fight fans, I ain't gonna lie. Like people who know me as Coach D, I'm old school, right? Yeah, the look at you, I said the same thing. I go, he don't fight. I be like, he fight who? MMA? Get out of here. So I ain't gonna lie. I would have profiled you too. So I'm about to apologize. Cause I saw you fight. You do your thing, man. You know how to get down. So I go ahead and say it. But to look at you, I'd have been questioning. So that's what's up. That's what's up.
Right,
so yeah,
right.
so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up a little bit. So give a shout out to your friends, fans, families, sponsors, anybody you want to give a shout out to. Go ahead and give it to them.
Man, anyone who knows me knows that I've got a long shout out list. But first and foremost, God above all. He's brought me here. He kind of guides me where I need to be. I just got to trust in him. My family, my friends, my wife, everyone over at Cuozzi MMA and Fitness, Gracie Burlington, it's just everywhere. Brunson's MMA and Fitness, everywhere that I go to train, Hometown Martial Arts, really kind of helped me come along. My sponsors, Tora BJJ, Corrupted Arts, Takumi Journeys. We've got Proper Pour Events. There's so many that have backed me in this career. To random people at like a gas station is like, yo, yeah, fight guy, right? They're like, that's super cool. But all these people who've helped me come up, who supplied me with gear, who make me look more intimidating than I am, it's Takumi Journeys handles all my travel. Yeah. It's a huge help, and I wouldn't be able to do it without any of them.
Okay, you sound like you got it all put together. Now you come from Brunson, so I know I've been there a couple times. I know you can fight now. If you train at Brunson's, you either fight or you're not. It ain't gonna be no in between. So I'll put you on that.
Solid work. I'm actually I'm heading up there next weekend.
All right, good. Hey, tell him Coach D said what's up.
I got you.
So now I come out there and see you now. So since you hang out with the people I know, so it is what it is. But we can't wrap this up. This is the BMF belt. It is about the baddest mother effer. Do you have any words for your opponent before we wrap this up?
Man, I have not really for my opponent, but for everybody out there watching, expect fireworks. He's a great fighter. I believe he's 12-6 or 13-6. But either way, amazing fighter. I know he's explosive when he fights, so I'm looking forward to meeting him in the cage. But expect fireworks. Expect a lot to happen.
I know that's right. Well, I'm gonna let the fighting nerd off the hook because I don't give him a name. So now I was gonna stick with him from me. I'm gonna say it this way. This is the BMF belt. It is what it is. We come here to get down. They come in to bang. They come to show the world exactly what they do and why they're at the top of the game. They're the main event for a reason, and they're gonna get it how they get it. Give us something to leave with, Tom. Sir. Give us something to leave with.
Hey now, y'all come out April 25th. Watch us slang and bang. Let's do it.
All right, you heard it. This is Coach D doing what I'm doing, calling it like I see it, talking my share of shit. To hear from me again, peace out.